Hi, welcome back to part two of Yaya's Reading Nooks book haul. Today I have books from three different places. I did not buy all the books at the same time, so there's that. My hand was looking like it was cut off. Anyway, as I was saying, I have books from Books A Million, which is a book store where I'm from, or where I live at right now. And I have some from Amazon. And then I have some from a mystery store. Maybe you knew that they had books, maybe you didn't. But you're going to find out today. So we're going to go through the Books A Million books first. And I did not buy all these at the same time. I actually bought the first two at the same time. The others were at different times throughout the last couple of months. But the first thing I want to talk about is an autobiography for me. And I don't know why I didn't auto buy him. But it's Alex Finley's Parents Weekend. It's about some college students whose parents are coming, they're freshmen, and their parents are coming down for a weekend with them. And the parents show up. The parents go to the dinner, and the kids don't show up, and they're like, "Whoa, what is going on here?" And they wake up the next morning, and the kids are still not around, so they're determined to find out where their kids are and what happened to them. Were they out just having a party? Were they working on class stuff, or did they just not bother to show up, or did something sinister happen to them? The next one I have several of her books. Have not read them yet, but I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I think I'm going to read it next month during the spooky season October thing. And it's Too Old for This by Samantha Downing. I love this cover. It's about a little old lady who used to be, I think it's like a serial killer. And she has gone into retirement because she's an old lady. And she is called out of retirement because someone knows about her past. And so I'm assuming she's going to have a little talk with that person. I would probably do that too because I'm supposed to be retiring, or so my son says, next year and moving to the mountains and maybe getting a little rocking chair on the front porch. And I promise you, if I have to come out of retirement, if I do that, it's not going to be pretty. Anyway, I can't wait to read that one. That's one of the books I want to read before the end of the year. Actually, both of them are. This next one is called Unmasked, My Life Solving America's Cold Cases by Paul Holes. And he was the man, he came out of retirement, I think, to work on cold cases. And he's the one who actually solved or helped to solve the Golden State Killer. I want to say that's the one it is, the Golden State Killer. But yeah, this should be a really good book. I like watching true crime, and I like reading about true crime, so I'm really looking forward to this one. This next one I bought because I had read a book by John Grisham and Jim McCloskey. It's called Framed, and it's about some men who were looked at, talked to, arrested, tried, convicted, and sent to either death row or life to prison for life. And I just wanted to read something by John Grisham because I've heard nothing but praise for every book he's ever written. When I worked at the library, people would come in wanting the new John Grisham book, and we put them on hold, and they'd be like number 87 in line. And so I got this one, and it's about, I don't know what it's about. It's called The Rooster Bar. I think they're law students, and they decide they don't want to be the kind of law students that people are wanting them to be. I think. I don't know. Like I've said before, don't want to know what my mystery thrillers are like until I get into them. Oh, my back is killing me. The next one is called The Lioness by Chris. I can't pronounce his name, but it's right here. And this is about I think it's based in 1964. Yeah. And the lady's named Kate Barstow. She is an actress, and she takes her husband and some friends to Tanzania, and there's a murder. And I guess she has to try to not be arrested for it or find out who did it. I'm not sure, but actually, I'm going to read this for a different video I'm thinking about doing. I'll tell you later if I do it. The next one is The Other Mother by Gwendolyn Gross. And it says, a gripping story that takes both sides of the mommy wars. So I just bought it because I like the cover. And The Other Mother, I wasn't sure if it was going to be about a mom and then a stepmom, or warring moms when their kids are cheerleaders, but I don't really know what it's about. But, suburban moms being bad. That's all I needed to know. And these next three, 1, 2, 3, yeah. I'm hoping if Amy over at Amy Marie watches this, she will be able to tell me what number they are in the series, because the next three are cozy mysteries. And I picked them up because they were only a couple dollars a piece. And the first one is called A Margin for Murder by Lauren Elliott. I got it because it has a little dog. I want one of these dogs one day. Are they any good? Like those little terriers that, I know they yap a lot, but I had a Chihuahua that yapped a lot too. And there's a library, and there's a bus, and there's the library bus lady apparently gets killed. So whoever the girl is, Adele, is going to solve the mystery. But I don't know. It's the library, a Beyond the Page bookstore mystery. So I don't know what number in this series it is, but if anyone knows, let me know. Is it like number 2? Then I'll be okay with starting at the beginning. Not starting at the beginning. If it's number 18, then I got a lot of reading to do. This next one is a Fairy Garden Mystery Series. It's called A Flicker of Doubt, and it's by Daryl Wood Gerber. Not quite sure what it is, but it's pretty and it's got a cat. That's all I care about. What number is it? I don't know. Do I care? Kind of, because I don't like doing things out of order, y'all. Really don't. I wonder if it tells me in the beginning. Looks like it's the fourth one. Fourth or fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I only got to find the first 3, so that's not bad. I wonder if this one tells me. This looks like it's the fourth or fifth one. Well, wait. This looks like it's the fourth or fifth one in this series too. So maybe I'm on a roll here. The next one is by Miranda James, and it is a Cat in the Stacks mystery, and it's with the cat dragged in. Books and cats, that's all I need. And this one, oh goodness. There's a long line of these, y'all. I may just have to read this one and decide if I really like it before I go back and start over. It's like number 10 or 12, it looks like. No. This next one is a YA that I picked up. I like YA. I mean, I've never really read it until I think started working at the library when Inheritance Games came out. I decided I was going to read it, and I really liked it. And I have this, I call it the spinoff to the Inheritance Games. I don't know what it is. It's a continuation. But anyway, this one is The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. And this girl apparently has been, her family has been like a bunch of thieves, and she's finally trying to settle down, and it's not working, and there's a bank robbery, so she's going to have to take on a persona that maybe she's taken on before and didn't like. That's why she dropped it. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this poor little girl. Whoops. The next one is, yes, another cozy mystery, because why not? And it is a pen and ink mystery novel, and it is A Colorful Scheme by Kristen Davis. Coloring books. Do y'all do adult coloring books? I do every once in a while. I have a friend that does them, and she does really well on them. I mean, like, makes them look really pretty. Oh, this looks like it's only maybe the third one in the book, in the series, so yeah, maybe I'll try this one out. Oh, it has a cast of characters, y'all. That's good. I don't have to write all that down. But yeah, looking forward to this. I'll probably do these during the winter time when it's nasty out, whether it's just cold or whether there's snow on the ground, because where I'm at in Tennessee, it's a hit and miss. One year we get nothing, and the next year it gets piled on. And I think 2 years ago in Alabama, my son and them got like 6 inches of snow. It does not snow down on the Gulf Coast. But also, it shouldn't be 90 degrees outside in the middle of September, towards the end of it. Just saying. Oh, and today is the first day of fall. So this next one I know nothing about except that it's a YA, because, that's my thing. I know nothing about them. And it's They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman. And it says, it's a miracle anyone gets out of high school alive. So I bet there's a murder. How many agree? There's a murder. Yeah. Can't wait to read it. The next time I get into my YA thing, I'm going to read the 3 Inheritance games that are already out, the continuation of them, because I think the 4th one comes out like the first of the year, and I really want to have them read, so I won't feel like I'm so far behind. I don't know why I told y'all that. Anyway, this is my last one from Books A Million, and it's Matthew Perry's Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. It's his memoir. He got it, I think it got published just a couple of months before he died. And I've heard that, I think he reads it if you listen to it, which I may do. It may be a little creepy because poor guy passed away about a year ago. But, yeah, I'm probably the only person that's never watched just, not even one show of Friends. Never watched it. I just didn't get into it. I just didn't care about it. I had other things to watch. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this because he apparently came from a somewhat privileged lifestyle. And, how does someone with all that talent and all that privilege get hooked onto drugs and alcohol? How does that work? I mean, I've tried asking my kids if they know how that works, and they're like, it just happens. So I want to know if there's one thing in his life that he thinks might have caused him to go down the road of alcohol and drugs. And I want to say not too long ago, a couple of the doctors that were giving him drugs were arrested. And the ketamine queen, the lady that was giving him the ketamine, also got arrested, I think. Not sure. Don't quote me. Anyway, those are from Books A Million. Now, my next group is from Amazon because somebody needs to keep them in business. The first one I saw when Goodreads was having a giveaway for it, and I thought, I don't think I'll win it, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy it so I can read it. Have I read it? No. When will I get to it? But this is by K.D. Alden, and it's called Sister Butcher Sister, and it's 3 sisters, 1 killer. Which one is she? So are they triplets? I don't know. Let me find my handy dandy magnifying glass. The Rolling sisters have always been people you can understand, with partners and children, homes and dreams, and secrets. The sisters have those too, but when Kate, the eldest, finally refuses to buy her late grandmother's home, the dark things each sister has kept buried soon rise to the surface. Girl, you better just do what everybody wants to do. That's all I'm saying. Unless you want to go to prison. And then this one I've already read. I actually listened to it. And no, I did read it. It is part of the Collector series by Dot Hutchinson. And the first one is The Butterfly Garden, and this one is The Roses of May. And this takes place 4 months after the garden has been discovered and the girls that were in it have been set free. When I read the next two, maybe I'll do like a video on the four and which ones I like better. But this one is about a young girl named Priya, and her sister had been murdered several years before, and her mom move every couple of months because somebody's stalking them. And come to find out, at the end of every winter, a girl is killed. Somebody that they've come in contact with. Priya made a friend when she lived in California, and that friend was killed. So Priya tries not to make friends. She tries not to be social to people because she doesn't want anyone else dying. But the killer has now infiltrated her life to some degree. And the three main detectives that were in The Butterfly Garden are in this one too. I want to say they probably all somehow meld into all four of the books. The next book, I can't remember the name of it. So I think it's called like The Summer Children. But yeah, I'm really liking this series. And I want to buy the other two books too, just so I can read them and see if I can find Easter eggs. I don't know if there would be Easter eggs going forward, or I don't know how Easter eggs work. Except during Easter season, my grandkids like to collect them and get all the candy out of them. So there's that one. This next one is an author I do auto buy from. She wrote the Lost Skulls of Willowbrook. If you haven't read it, if you can handle things like asylums, um, basically torture of these people, nurse ratchets, doctors that don't care, the pain, the suffering that these people go through, then yeah, I'd say read it physically. But I listened to it, and I at times just had a hard time stomaching what was happening. But this one is The Lies They Told. Oh, it's about the people that come to Ellis Island. Okay. So that is history. That is a long time ago. I'm thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, I'll read this after I've read something really fluffy. Maybe one of the YAs. This is going to be a book where I will actually have to read something funny, or a YA book, or not necessarily a YA, but a rom-com after this, because I know this is going to be a heavy read. She always writes heavy reads. And by heavy, I mean it can break your heart. This one I got because Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand and Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library over the summer had a buddy read thing where you could buddy read with them, and then they had like a live show, I think at the end of June, and I was going to do that. And grand plans seemed to go by the wayside with me. Right now, the season I'm in, living with my son and his family, and two little grandsons that one thinks he's supposed to be on camera all the time. But this one is called The Beach Trap by Allie Brady. It says, two best friends torn apart by a life-altering secret, one summer to set the record straight. Two half-sisters, one messy inheritance. Ooh, that really should be good. You know, family drama, I'm all about that. It's not like I don't have any. Uh, not today, I don't. The next one is by Heather Webb. Have I ever read anything by her? No. But if I like this, I'm probably going to read some more by her. And it is called Queens of London. I got this because it was actually one of those giveaways from Goodreads. And I told myself, you're not going to get it, so might as well buy it. It's historical fiction. And I bought it. And it's about some thieves. Maybe women can have it all as long as they're willing to steal it. So these are women that live in London. They're a group of thieves. Looks like they steal all sorts of stuff. Jewelry, nice clothes. So we'll see. This kind of has the look of another one that I have. I can't remember the name of it. But the name is similar because I do have one called Queen of Thieves. And they're a group of women who steal stuff too. And they're in London and they like steal jewelry and furs and clothes. So I think these people are just steal jewelry. Maybe clothes. I don't know. The next one is an autobiography for me. She is her pseudonym is J.D. Robb, but it's really Nora Roberts. She writes trilogies and stuff like that. Um, Romances under her Nora Roberts name, but under her J.D. Robb, she writes a mystery thriller in death series. And it's set in the future, so it's maybe a little bit sci-fi because they have what they call droids, which are like androids, and they have this thing called an auto chef, which you program it and you get like really good food comes out of it. We don't have that yet, but they do have cars that drive themselves and fly. So this one is the newest one out, called Framed in Death. And I think it's about an artist who is murdered. I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to Eve and her group solving the mystery. And I'm looking forward to seeing if Peabody and McNabb and Mavis and Leonardo and Bella get moved into their house. And all sorts of fun stuff goes on in here. It's not just about the mystery thriller. There's side characters like Eve's partner, Peabody, and her cohab, who is a EDD, which is Electronic Division Detective, and they're moving in with a famous singer who, in her younger days, was a grifter and thief that Eve arrested once. But, this is book 61, I think. So, yeah, she started writing this, interestingly enough, in 1995. And she wrote the first three, and it was going to be a trilogy, and that was it. But people loved the series, the first three, so much, they asked her to continue writing. And she has been writing this series since 1995. Did I start at the very beginning? No, I started at like book 13, figured out it was a series, and went back and got the others. And I've got every book. I actually have the first three books were called the Blue Lady books because there was a blue woman on the cover. And I went to McKay's one day and was just looking through, and I found like I think it's the first 4 or 5 had the blue lady on them. So I've got those. Maybe one day I'll need, monies for my cat's old age, and maybe I'll sell them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too. I try to keep up with that one because she does put out 2 a year, and I don't want to get so far behind like I am on the Inheritance Game ones that I just feel like can't do it anymore. So the next one is called With a Vengeance by Riley Sager, another author. I've heard mixed reviews on this. Most have been good reviews. And this is basically a Murder on the Orient Express retell from what I can understand. This young lady gets on the train and she's got these other people on the train. And all of a sudden the train can't move anymore. And she says, we're all here to have you guys tell me basically what you did. I'm going to get revenge on you because you ruined my family. So that's all I know about it. That's all I want to know about it. Yeah, and we'll see what happens when I read it. Which hopefully will be soon. Because that's one of the ones I want to read by the end of the year. And my last one from Amazon, which I call Slamazon because it slams my wallet really bad, is the new Karen Slaughter series from the I think they call it North Falls. Yeah, North Falls series. Book 1. I'm starting with the first one. And it's We Are All Guilty Here. I've seen Beth Morvant talk about it. She raves about it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it because she has not steered me wrong. No, she has not steered me wrong yet. None of the people that I watch, like, let's see, Kayla from Books and Lala, or Audrey from Chat Drink Converse, Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library, Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand. I'm just going to do a thing one day about booktubers that I like and why. But yeah, she raved about this one. So I'm really putting this one on my what I want to read before the end of the year. And then, did you know? You may know, you may not know. I kind of knew, but I knew Home Goods had books for kids because I've gotten some from my grandkids there. But did you know they now have books for adults? And my Home Goods, while I was just wandering through one day because I had nothing better to do, had Happy Place by Emily Henry for less than $10. So I bought it. I know it's about a couple who go on one last holiday with their friends. They're splitting up, but nobody knows it. Maybe they'll reunite. Who knows? I mean, it's the happy place. It's not Disney World. That's the happiest place. But yeah. So then while I was wandering through another day, I saw these two, and they are chunkers. They were a little bit more than $10, people. But this is the Sherlock Holmes collection series. It's got 6 books in it. It's really pretty. I haven't taken it out of the plastic. Have I ever read Sherlock Holmes? No, but I saw some of the TV shows with Benedict Cumberbatch. Is that his name? You know who I'm talking about. And then I saw Enola Holmes with Millie Bobby Brown. But I haven't read any of the Sherlock Holmes. This one has The Valley of Fear and His Last Bow, I don't know what that is. The Return of Sherlock Holmes, The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes, The Hounds of the Baskervilles, A Study in Scarlet, and The Sign of Four, and The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So there's that one. And not to be outdone by men in big books, they have the Heroines collection, which has books I've never read before, so I gotta read them. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, and no, I've never read it, so don't ask. Anne of Green Gables, no, I've never read it. I did watch the series one time, but that was about it. And then The Secret Garden, never read it either. Still, it's plastic. So, next time you go to Home Goods, just look around. I mean, they're usually, I have not seen them with the kids' books. Kids' books are usually kind of in my store up front. And these books are usually back towards where the writing stuff would be, like your journals and stuff like that. So, they might be on an end cap. They might have them for a reduced price too. I think these were like $20 or $19.99. Same difference. Anyway, those are part 2 of my book haul. See, I told you if I did the whole thing together, we'd be here all day and all night. Hoping to do another one soon about the books I want to read before the end of the year. Unless that's the one I messed up on, so I may have to take that down and redo it. And then I want to do the spooky season books because I have some I want to read next month for spooky season. I've already told you a couple of them. But yeah, there's a lot of reading to be done. Little time to do it between work and grandkids and work, and you gotta sleep sometimes. You gotta go to a movie every once in a while. And when Bama plays The Whole World in my house, they have to leave. Usually, kids go to the other grandmothers, and my son's quiet. My daughter-in-law's at work. So yeah, this week, I don't know who would play. But I don't care because it's Bama. So anyway, you guys have a great week. I hope your weekend's good. Ours is nasty and gross out. Maybe it'll lower the temp some because it's still like almost 90 degrees some days. And hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a great week. Hope you don't have to work too hard if you have to work. If you're in school, study hard. Read something besides your school book too, because reading nothing but school books is going to wear you out. Just saying. Anyway, you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.